Good morning, guys. Good morning, good afternoon. This Geo EV looks very, very good. Very bullish chart. Looks like it's trying to reverse now on the 5-minute as well. I do like this setup a lot. In a channel down pattern, so that means you expect price to break to the upside. So everything it's doing is pretty much what you expect. Right now we need it to, $4 and then push to the upside. So that's what you have for this. This is what you expect to happen on GeoEV. Good morning, guys. Here's what I need. I need you to snap your fingers on NLSP. Well, NLSP, I will tell you, is down 41% yesterday. So that is your decision. But yeah, I would not touch this thing at all. Unfortunately, bro, I'm sorry. NXGN, I just watching this is up 3%. It is a former runner as well, so I'm just kind of keeping an eye on this. We have this trend here, which is obviously bullish. So I don't really like the chart in terms of the price action. It's very volatile, but this is your chart setup for this NKGN. Roma, I like this setup as well. It is a former runner. It is kind of just holding this $1 level, which is a good sign, psychological level. So as long as it holds this, you should be fine. Here we go, like this. So here's $1 down. So there you go. So at the moment, it's holding $1. It is very bullish for now. It's been respecting this very well. If this breaks this level here, this trend line, right, then you should see it go to like 125. So what's that, like a 6% more, or 14, 15% or 10% up from there. So Roma does look very good. Obviously trying to enter now, as you guys know, is much higher risk than trying to enter when the trend actually breaks. Cavill is right here. It has crazy wicks from the candles, but looks good. Bullish pennant setting up. It should break out on this play, technically speaking, but I don't know, these 8 AM wicks are stupid, but yeah. Safe entries above 245. Also safe entries are around here, around this 212, around this level right now actually, so you can see what happens with this. This is your demand zone, 212 to, that's a too large of a demand zone. So for me, this kind of play is, this is a demand zone here, but it's too large of a demand zone. I prefer something where it has a smaller range, nothing more than, I would say, like 10%, to be honest. So this one has much more. Yeah, this has, it's around 8%, but I just don't like the price action on this at the moment. So like this is a huge range. I'd rather have it if the demand zone was something like that, like this. If you want to, you could use this kind of zone. So it's in technically in this demand zone here where it's holding support, resistance. If this closes above here, it should continue up, but this is in a bullish chart pattern, meaning if you enter within this chart pattern, it is safe. You should not enter on the breakout. There's just no reason to, because you expect it to break out already. So why wait for a breakout? Yeah, so this is on Cavill. I started watching Funny on X. Welcome. Like up the stream, guys, and subscribe if you haven't. Cavill, I have no idea. The best thing to do is literally go onto Twitter. I will do it right now. Type it in, and then you will see what everyone's posting, and you will see that there is probably news, I'm assuming. So we will have to see. My guess is as good as yours. Currently looking right now. Down 11% yesterday. I mean, up 63%, it should have some kind of news or some catalyst. When was the news out? When was this out? Take over there. I'm just trying to have a look here and see. I'm not really going to scroll through the whole Twitter to find it, but yeah, simply just type it, the ticker name in on Twitter, and you'll be able to find some kind of news or something. But yeah, it is up 63%, so there is something. Earnings this morning, there we go. Thank you, Andrew. That helps. Let's see. Usually if I go over this, it will tell me. Alright, well that's not it. Normally if I just hover over, oh, anyway. Well, yeah, there's the news. There we go. Announces reverse split. Alright. Thanks, bro. AQST. So since the 5 minute doesn't have volume at the moment, this is the last red candle. This one right here is the last red candle on the 4 hour before the big push up, right? So this is the red candle before the push up. The reason why this is not the last red candle is because if it breaks below the demand zone, so this was previous demand zone, since it's broken below, this is no longer valid. So then you have to look for the next red candle before the push, and this is it right here. So you have to wait for it to come down to this level to hopefully reverse. So this is your 4 hour demand zone on AQST. It has very low volume, down 15% yesterday. Yeah, as a day trade, I would avoid it at all costs. The only plays that I would trade are literally just the top gainers or plays that have been running in the past, in the last few weeks, or just in general, the last couple days as well. So wait for demand zone pullback. But trying to play, I mean, I just assume that you guys are asking these kind of setups in terms of a day trade setup or something, but yeah, that's really my feedback. My feedback is just based on a day trade kind of setup. So I can tell you in 2 seconds if it's worth entries or not, just based off looking on a smaller time frame. Earnings for Lays. Oh, Lays had earnings. Yeah, so Lays 180. What is this level? 186. So 187. I don't know why it's doing this. 187. So 187 here. Break above. High probability it'll continue up, but I'm not really a fan of these candle wicks. I know this is probably just on Weeble. Your support is 171. So at the moment, if we identify what's going on, here is a resistance, here is support. Therefore, it is just ranging up, down, up, down. If it breaks above 187, it should continue up. If it breaks below 171, it should continue down. That is it. That's the only analysis I would have on Lays. Trying to enter within here is a gambler's play. Who knows what will happen. Geo EV looks pretty steady compared to the other plays at the moment. We can even do this. Possible bullish pennant forming. Ish. So inside of this. Yeah, kinda. I would prefer it if it was something like that instead, but if I'm trying to get the touches, yeah, I wouldn't use this. I would just wait inside this chart pattern. So ideally, whenever you're in a chart pattern, that is when I like to enter. Some people like to play the breakout. Some people like to take the break and then retest. Some people like to just basically enter in the chart pattern, which I do. There's 1,000 ways you can trade and 1,000 ways that works. But for me, I always enter inside of the chart pattern. Ideally, you want to enter at the bottom of this. Why? Because this is support, this is resistance. Buy at support, sell at resistance. However, when you're in a bullish chart pattern like this, a falling wedge, a bullish pennant, ascending triangle, right? You expect these plays to already break out. So logically thinking, if this is expected to break out right now, okay, if you enter here and it breaks out, right, and goes to here, right? Let's say it runs to here and you enter, you can make 8% as opposed to someone who's going to wait for the breakout when you know that should happen and you're only going to make half of what you can make, 4%, right? So that is just logical thinking on bullish chart patterns. Let me see. Let me check its ASST. So ASST, this is previous resistance, I think on the left from what I have. Yeah, so this is previous resistance, 0.87. So look here, right? Look what's happened. Broke above, retest, and now maybe it will push up. Is it on VWAP as well? No. So we will see what happens, but this is my prediction. It's broken above the high, coming down, retest, and then hopefully it will go back up. Right? So this is, if you look here on the 4 hour, I'll show you again. Looking left on the chart, this is a previous resistance, right? Now that it's broken above previous resistance, it should become support and hopefully hold this level, right? A stock will go down a little bit, right? It might even come all the way down here and retest. It might not, some plays will only come down to here and then push up, right? They're not going to come to exactly this level on the dot and then push up. It rarely ever actually happens like that. It will either go a little bit above or a little bit below. So guys, just one thing to mention when people ask me about the demand zone and all this kind of thing, right? A demand zone is just a setup, is one strategy that people can use, right, for an entry. For me, just because it's in a demand zone, it does not mean I'm going to get into the trade. I have to wait once it's in the demand zone for confluences. Once I get those confluences and I get confirmation that there is a higher probability it will go up, then I will enter the trade, right? I share the demand zone because it's very clear and visually it's very easy to look at, okay? And it's easy to trade those setups because normally if it's just in the demand zone and you enter, it works out well, right? But that is only just one strategy that I use and I just share it on Twitter. But in terms of how to actually take the trades, it's all, I explain everything in the Discord. But yeah, that's just one setup. It's very easy to do. This Lu is finally breaking below this trend line, which it's been having all pre-market. But now, usually if a stock's in a strong uptrend, it will form a bullish pennant like this. So right here. I don't know if this will respect it, we'll see. It's been a very strong trend at the moment. So this is what we have. Here's your, it's in a demand zone as well, but what's that, 495? Yeah, it's in a demand zone as well. Need 1,000% gainer? We all do, we all do. So go and look here. Let's go to 1 hour, look here. So Gurn is, can't believe I sold this thing I sold this thing at break even yesterday. Here is the demand zone, right? Last red candle before the move up. There it is. This is resistance here, 350, right? You can see every time it gets to 350, it rejects. If it closes above 350, it should continue to the upside. These are next resistance levels on the 4 hour or 1 hour. 371, then 394. LIDRO. Let me look at this one play. Y10. Like up the stream, guys. Like up the stream. Like up the stream. So Y10 is another play that's running right now of news. I'm assuming it's China the way it's spelled. Chinese Y10. So I'll go to the 4 hour and identify key levels so we can see where is a resistance level. There's a lot of rejection around here. 0.4, so around 0.45 is your major resistance level, right? So since it's broken that, we can put that in orange. So now it's resistance became support. Next resistance level would be around here. And then you have literally, now we can zoom in and look on the left here and see, this is your next resistance level here. So these are your next levels on, we can use this line as well. This candle wick. So these are your levels for Y10. So since that broke above, it's more likely that it will pull back to this level now and use this as support. Hopefully it will hold this and then push to the upside, but it's a very strong breakout at the moment. Very strong. Kirk. Not really too interested in on this, to be fair, but just keep it on watch. Cavill. Chillin', it's chillin'. 245. Lays. This is a no trade range right here. I can even draw it for you guys so you can see it clearly. Red. So no trade zone. That means inside of the zone you do not trade. If it gets above, you can trade. If it gets below, then just do not get in. Unless you use short stocks or whatever. No trade range. So I'm trying to make trading as easy and simple for me as possible, right? If you're trying to buy in here, you don't know what is going to happen because every time it gets up here, it comes down. Every time it gets here, it goes up. If it breaks above there, I know that there is a high probability it will probably continue up. If it goes below, it is probably going to go down. That is it. I want to take a high probability setup, so I will wait for it to break above. Geo EV is looking nice. Nice. Lou. I don't know what's happening. I don't know about this thing. I know it's up, it was up 9% yesterday as well. So maybe it might continue. Who knows? True. This one's just been chilling, to be honest. Nothing really exciting happening. Maybe a falling wedge on this possible, but I don't know. There was a run up and then just kind of done nothing since then. So I'm going to just put this down here. Not really too interested on these two. So I'm kind of just trying to eliminate as many plays I can. Go, and I'll keep this on here. LIDR is down 4%. What's up with this thing? Yeah, I'm not interested in LIDR either. TTO or TRO. This one we just have here. These are just, the orange ones are just stocks under $1. ASST, let's see what it does do here, if it can hold. Joanne, not really interested in this. CEI, this is a possible runner. Verb, let me check Verb out. So Verb is looking good on this larger time frame. Look at this. See this? This is setting up for a falling wedge. We can go even to here. So you can see here on Verb, right? What's happening, right? And it's doing exactly what you expect. Where do you enter? People always ask 1,000 times. I always enter inside of the pattern because I expect to break out. It's really that simple. I'm not going to wait for the breakout because it should break out. Bullish setup. Y10. Let me just move this Verb into watch list as well. Verb. Oh, Y10, sorry. Y10, let me just move these up here. Here are your levels for Y10. Here. Very bullish chart. So that's what you have for this. 0.71 and then 0.82 are the next resistance levels. These are not targets, they're just next resistance levels. Let me see what else is moving. Right, is there anything else moving? Any other charts you guys want me to have a look at? Feel free to ask. Oh, AMTX, someone asked me about that one. AMTX, I'll add this to the watch list. 30%, 20% yesterday. Yeah, very bullish chart. I don't know if they had news or whatever, but it looks like, right? It's heading to this level, around here. What is this? This is your resistance. Basically $5. $5, which it's heading to right now, and then you can do this here. 550. I just use the 4-hour, guys, because it allows me to see after hours as well. If I use daily, I'm not able to see the next levels. I'm not able to see pre-market and after hours, like the gray. I can only just see black lines, the black background. So these are your levels on AMTX. So this is very bullish at the moment. AMTX. Here's your chart for AMTX. GOEV looks good. GOEV. So GOEV is looking very, very nice. Guns right here. 350 is a big break. If it breaks above this, there should be a big move to the upside. Why is that? Because if a stock is building a lot of resistance, right, there is going to be a big move coming. Similar to a stock consolidating, meaning a stock is just doing this, right, within a range. There is going to be a big move. In which direction, it's difficult to tell, but usually if a stock is going from a downtrend like this, and then it starts consolidating, it will probably continue and go down. If a stock has come from the upside, like, or from the basically down to up like that, then it consolidates, then you should expect it to continue up, right? That's just the basis. With this one, right, you can see that this is obviously, I don't know what the news was here, or if it had a reverse split, but $1 to whatever this is, $3, I think there was a reverse split, but you can see what's happening, right? Price is basically broken above. Now it's consolidating like this. Hopefully it breaks above and continues to the upside. You can see here with this chart how it was up 5% yesterday. It's up, what, only 1% today, but the overall price action is slowly starting to push to the upside, right? So logically thinking, and what's the highest probability? That it will probably go and break to the upside, right? But we don't know that. We need confirmation. How do we get confirmation? It needs to close above this level. If it closes above this level, then we can expect it to continue up. Someone asked me about OTRK earlier. It's gone down. But if you can look at this chart and you can tell me what do you think about this chart, I can tell you that it's very bearish by looking at two things. The overall trend is bearish because I can see this by the chart, right? Everything is going down. And just look at the price from yesterday. It was down 28% yesterday and then down another 9% today. That means that there is a higher probability it's going to keep going down and down and down. If you see the stock break this trend line, right? And then that indicates that it's now going from a bearish downtrend to a bullish uptrend. So if it breaks above this downtrend, then you can look for possible entries and there's a high probability it will continue up. But at the moment, nothing on this. I would not touch it. Unless you have a magic indicator that will tell you that it's going to reverse right now. You know? I have to wait for confirmation. That is how I trade personally. Caval's getting very, very close here. Decision time. INTJ, I think this one ran crazy yesterday, right? No, 17%. What is this reverse split? China play? Intelligent. Nothing on this. Very difficult to understand what's going on, right? All I can tell you is that this is an area of resistance, 373. If it breaks above that, there is a high probability to go up. But at the moment, it is just trading in a range, meaning it's consolidating. Similar to what I was just talking about earlier, right? Look, downtrend, like this. There is a higher probability it will probably come down and retest and go down, right? If it came from this direction, from the bottom to the up now, then you would expect it to break up and go down. But we don't know what is going to happen inside of this range. Well, for me, I don't know, okay? If I was to take any kind of entry, I need to break above and then it should push to the upside. That's it. I showed you guys on CEI, bro. 4 hour. If you go into my Twitter, it literally says here 4 hour demand zone. When I say 4 hour demand zone, whatever the demand zone is, the time frame. If you look at the top left here as well on all my charts that I screenshot, it tells you the time frame right over here on the left hand side, top left hand side. That is the time frame. But this is a bullish chart pattern at the moment. The Atlas guys, all the news has come out with them that the case is being dismissed or whatever. I don't know what that entails in terms of them trading and all that. I'm not really too up to date with it. I'm not really too interested in it, to be honest, but You'll know if they will be able to trade in that because it'll be all over Twitter. But I'm just thinking logically about plays and the market. This is a play that they used to pump, right? And it used to run. I'm just sharing this chart because there's a high probability that it might run, and all the retail traders and traders who traded this in the past with them, they might, right? They might try and pump this play up. That is all I'm thinking logically. Not, well, yes, also based off technicals, but just logically thinking that they used to pump it. They've got the news that they're able to, I guess, tweet and everything. So that's all my thinking is. It's nothing to do with anything else. Yeah, I expected this thing to come down. The uptrend was too much for this. I'll send you some cookie dough ice cream. Thank you, bro. No problem. But yeah, guys, just make trading as easy as you can for yourself, right? If it's not a clear trend, if you don't know what's going on, then just zoom out, use a larger time frame, and then from there, identify the trend. And then you can do that, right? So I'll go to any random chart here, BBAI, for example. I don't really know what's going on, so I'll go to the 4 hour. What is going on with this chart? In the 4 hour chart, I can identify that it is bearish, correct? That means it is in a downtrend. You do not want to take a trade in a downtrend. When do I want to take this trade? When the trend goes from bearish to bullish. When will that happen? Once this trend breaks, there is a higher probability, right, that it will continue. So if you get a candle close, right, above this, like this, right, this is my candle, right, like this. If this candle closes above like that, there is a higher probability, right, that the stock will continue to go up. But for now, every time it gets this trend line, it rejects. Rejection 1, rejection 2, rejection 3. We don't know. So just simply do that. If you don't know what's going on a smaller time frame, zoom out to a large time frame and then identify. That's the easiest way I can explain it to you. Whoa, what happened to Gurn, by the way? Let me check this thing. I bet you they dropped an offering or something. Unless that's just crazy candles. Let me see. Yeah, 350 to 329. That's pretty crazy. Okay, well, I can't see anything on Twitter yet. Yet. Lays. Let me check Lays. Lays 187. Waiting. Okay, guys. Here's the Discord link if you want to join. I will be live trading in. Live trading link will be sent out in 20 minutes. Discord members, I'll send the link there as usual. For those who are trading on Twitter, thanks again for all the support. Please, before you go, like the stream. I would really appreciate it. Let me just do these two charts and then I'll head out. Oshia is right here. So these are literally the exact charts that I posted on Twitter. Look. So you can see here, right? I posted these are on my watch list. So if it breaks above this level, 428, there's a high probability it will continue up. Right, that's what you have on Oshia. It's a former runner, 3%. It's not really doing anything right now. There's no volume, so at the moment it's difficult to know. This one has broken below the downtrend, therefore it is bearish. Therefore you expect it to come down to a next area of support, which is over here. So just draw your trend line and identify what is going on. It is bearish. If it breaks above this, then you can look for possible entries, and then this is your next resistance. That's it. Simple. All right, so thanks for joining, guys. I appreciate it. I will catch you members in the Discord. Thanks for joining, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow.